Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for March 22nd, 2026. It's Sunday. We've got campaign features, except I guess the only campaign feature is that we have two traits on the same pile. It's kind of weird. I would not have guessed that even was campaign feature. Or I mean, I guess I'm assuming it is. I don't know if I can remember there being any Sunday dailies that didn't have a campaign feature of some sort, so I think it must be. Anyway, so we have Inherited Salvager. Cursed only triggers when you gain the card. This does not count as gaining. You start it in place of starting card. So we're not going to get a curse or a loot with this. Probably we want to replace an estate, even though, like, obviously Salvager would rather trash estates. But, well, we're probably going to want to hit 5, and I mean, on the one hand, like, Salvager. Basically, we want to see a hand of like Salvager estate and 3 coppers. And I guess maybe it's not entirely obvious which replacing, which inheriting, whatever, makes that more likely. But I guess we can talk about the rest of the board first. So plenty of trashing: Salvager, Sailor, Amulet, Rice Broker, Salvager. One reason to potentially replace a copper is that, like, all the other trashers do as good or better of a job trashing specifically copper relative to estate, whereas the Salvager specifically wants to trash estate. So that's a factor. Draw. So there's encampment, and then there's minion draw to X stuff, and then Rice Broker trashing actions, which is generally a pretty expensive way to draw. Not sure. So the minion draw works well with cards like Sailor and Amulet, and potentially Salvager, as long as you get some plus actions. So the only plus actions, though, is from encampment, and those don't go together particularly well. Minion and encampment, I mean, because, like, even if you even if you have Plunder or Gold in your deck and you can keep the encampments, if you're drawing with minion, you're going to end up discarding those, and it's going to be hard. Like, normally with encampment, you get one Plunder or Gold into your hand, and then it's like, okay, now I can play all my encampments. It's going to be a lot harder to do with minion. I mean, it might still be a good idea to have some minions in the deck, but I don't know. I guess the alternative would be to play, like, or an alternative would be to play like a minion stack with not very many terminals. It's not. I mean, I think ideally the minion deck would play with a number of Sacred Groves, but I don't know. It's tricky. Well, I ended up talking about some of the other things, but yeah, the draw, the actions, and then the gains. Sacred Grove has plus buy. Salvager has plus buy, but it's not net gains. Tools can gain stuff, and then you can, if you gain more Salvagers, you can gain loot, which has some of which has plus buy, most of which has plus buy. Yeah, this is definitely a tricky one. So getting back to the inherited question, one way to think about this is that we either have 8 coins in the deck, 6 from copper, and then 2 from Salvager, with a low chance to miss the salvager coins, right? If we replace a copper with the salvager, effectively we have 8 coins in the shuffle, but we could end up only having 6, or even 5, I suppose. Although I guess, yeah, 5 if we were to play the salvager. If we were to like miss a state, play the salvager on to trash copper. Or if we replace a state, then we have 9 coins in the deck, but it's relatively more likely that we end up with only 7 because salvager misses a state. Yeah, obviously, like if the goal is only to like salvage a state, then replacing copper is the way to go. But if we replace copper, we're more likely to have a hand, even if we see a state with salvager where we have multiple estates and then we still don't hit 5. Unless we see all 3 of the estates. Like I said before, I'm not sure how to do the math on the odds to hit 5 here. My instinct is that we're more likely to hit 5 replacing an estate, but I'm definitely not sure about that. Like that, so the salvager sees 4 other cards in the same hand, and we want to see exactly 1 estate. If there's 3 estates, yeah, the odds, I mean, obviously the odds are very high that we see at least 1 of them. How high are the odds that we see 2 of them? I mean, and I guess another way to look at it is, like, is it better to see salvager with 2 estates or salvager with no estates? Salvager with no estates, where we've replaced an estate, we have the 3/3. Salvager with 2 estates, where we've replaced a copper, we have 4/4, right? 4 copper. 6 coppers, 4 coppers in one hand, 2 coppers in the other. Yeah, and then so 4/4 is certainly better than 3/3. Although it's not like there isn't stuff that we could buy less than 4 encampment. I really actually don't know. There's definitely like math that I don't think I can do on the fly to figure out like how to optimize this, but if I specifically want to play for hitting 5, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to replace an estate. Hitting 5 would be pretty great. We hit 5, that necessarily means we're hitting 4 in the other hand. And then we're probably doing like Rice Broker Sailor or something like that. Could be Rice Broker Salvager to get another loot, but probably start with Sailor. Alright. I'm gonna go with Estate. What just happened? What was that? Alright, it worked out. And yeah, I think we want to get a Rice Broker and use that to thin the coppers. About think so too. I also wonder, is it too early for tools? We've got 2 cards already that we'd be pretty happy to tools for. But obviously, we could draw it with just, you know, this junk. I think think perhaps it is not too early. Well, all right. I guess we're gaining another tools. And another salvager. Sure. Spell scroll. All right. What are we gonna do with that spell scroll? We could take another rice broker here, but we could also spell scroll for a rice broker if we wanted to. Possibly trashing the salvager. Having a third rice broker doesn't seem insane anyway, but if we just draw a spell scroll with a bunch of junk, we can take a minion. That would be okay. Yeah, I think I'll just take the rice broker. Whoa. This is not exactly what I had in mind. Okay. Well, I guess I will also take an... Oh, wait, what? Oh. Why did I do that? I mean, maybe I didn't want 2 more tools, but... that was... not what I meant to do. Okay. Do indeed think we... do that. Alright. If we rice broker the rice broker, we can salvage something. I'm trying to figure out if we can get encampment plunder. I think the answer is yes. I mean, we can salvage tools if we need to. If we rice broker 2 coppers, we might not have enough to do that. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we do need to salvage the tools to get enough money, which is annoying. But definitely rather salvage the curse, but anyway, think maybe it's not quite time for another salvager. Eh. I think I'm just gonna take another tools here. Alright. Your Icebreaker Copper, we're guaranteed to be able to keep this encampment. There we go. Okay, so we... tools for the plunders. And maybe now we do add another salvager. Hammer. Okay. That could be pretty good. There's an encampment back in the pile. That's nice. Do we rice broker this rice broker? I feel like we shouldn't have to. Well, we have 3 plunders in those 7 cards. I'm gonna play this. Okay. All right, we're gonna hammer for encampment. Piles are getting low. Thinking maybe one more rice broker, one more salvager, and maybe a sacred grove. I don't think I want to like buy a duchy. I don't think the bot is really threatening enough gains. Well, how many rice brokers does it have? There's only 1 in the trash. It does have a good number of rice brokers, but it only has 1 encampment. No, 2 encampments. So it can play. Many has 3 salvagers, but how many salvagers does it have? It also trashed insignia already. It doesn't have that much loot. It has an amphora and a shield. So it does have some buys. Well, So maybe we do take a duchy? Figurehead's not probably what I wanted, but oh well. Salvaged a salvager, race brokered a salvager. So yeah, it's I think it's decked pretty hard, but okay. Well, we're gonna have to rice broker a salvager, but that's fine. We rice broker another salvager. We haven't gained. Have we gained any plus buy loot? We haven't, have we? It's ridiculous. What do we have down there? We have an encampment and a plunder. Hmm. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could just rice broker the rice broker, I guess. That seems fine. Okay. Oh, we do have another salvager down here. All right, I wasn't sure about that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We could... Uh... Hmm. We're a little short of any line that would get us to like triple province. So... Hmm. It'd be difficult to do anything too useful with the tools as well without risking a pile out. What is okay? What the bot has? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the bot only has 2 rice brokers and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 salvager. That's yeah. It does have a couple of plus buy loots. The shield and the amphora. So 3. It has at most 4 gains. So if we take a points lead, we can tools for another rice broker if we want to. So we could salvage like cursed tools. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would get us to double province. I think that's pretty reasonable. Well, I guess we could rice broker the curse, but the downside of trashing the tools is that it lowers our gains for next turn. I suppose we could hammer for another run if we wanted. Has its own downsides, but yeah, I guess it's fine. Well, this isn't a great starting hand. Oh, figurehead. Hello. Okay. All right, rice broker, rice broker. All we need to do is, I mean, getting 3 provinces should be very doable. Emptying these piles actually also seems pretty doable. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we're not doing that. And I don't think there's any reason not to play the encampments. All right, so we can double salvage rice broker for 10. 16, 17, 18, 19. That's not quite enough. We can just salvage provinces. I mean, that definitely is enough. 9. Yeah, I mean, that's triple province. Is there a line that doesn't require us to salvage both provinces? I think, well... Is there a line that... I mean, we could probably... Like, we could hammer for salvager, tools for 2 rice brokers, and then buy, like, salvager, province, something. I don't know what optimizes the score. I guess it probably doesn't really matter. We would take 2 curses with the salvagers. We get 3 plunder points. We just salvage the 2 rice brokers. We get to 19, which is enough for double province salvager. So in that case, we would gain 12 points minus 2 points from our buys, so 10 points. If we double salvage province, we're only gaining 6 points. So yeah, I guess that's better. Oh wait, no, we're a coin short. It might still be better, but we are a coin short of... I just think 19 was enough for double province salvager. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, we got a plus buy loot. I think that was still more points because we gained their buys. We gained 9 minus 2, so 7. Actually, maybe it's the same. Because if we double salvaged province, we'd have bought 3 provinces. So that would be a net gain of 6, and then Hammer would gain an estate, which would also be 7. So, fine, whatever. So yeah, in the end, didn't do anything with the minion, didn't do anything much with terminal space either. I mean, obviously we had the salvagers, but that's, yeah, the cursed stuff goes a little too fast. And Rice Broker also just like is a good combination with it because you get excess salvagers and you can trash them. I think the tools like both did and did not work out. Like it was good, I think. But obviously in the early going, it kept just like not seeing any of the cards that I actually wanted to gain with them. But I think it was still worth doing. Yeah, the bot went. It was a little weird how the bot like was like, okay, I'm going to start adding a bunch of encampments now, but I'm not going to worry about like the plunder stuff. And then it did eventually get plunders, but I don't know. Like, if the goal was for it to control the encampment pile, I think it isn't really positioned to do that. Yeah. You maybe like consider taking a gold earlier or something, or I don't know. If you get doubloons from the loot, then you really are like, oh, okay, now I want to get like grab encampments aggressively. Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.